Okay, so here's what we got so far. Probably even need to change some stuff. I want you guys to see. I want you guys to be able to see it. So, and like I'm super lagged out. I don't know why there's such a problem. See my gut. Okay. So my mom said to set it up like this so you guys can like see all the little different things. You might even see me. The elusive me. Me! Okay. So do that. Everything else looks okay. It's, date's a little hard to see. Should I move the date over? I'm trying to keep it like fairly uniform, but it's hard to see on this setup. Oh well. Maybe it needs to be down here. That might look a little better. It's hard to know for sure though. Okay, so we have to like piece together some stuff. I have to create a bobbin with the orange. You guys should be able to see all the things I'm doing here. I should just be able to whip, 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 whip. She hates doing that, but it's my machine now. It belongs to me now. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Oh, wait, I can't do that yet. Oh. The problem is like I was using my other machine for a little while, and we don't have music going today. I mean, I suppose I could turn something on, but it always ends up getting muted in the VOD anyway. So I'm not sure if I should turn on like song requests or something, but I mean most of that ends up being like copyright anyway. Half the time. It ends up going the wrong way and snagging. Fantastic. I freaking hate this thing. This thing doesn't work. So I have to unwind it due to the snag. Pretty much the whole thing. Okay, so this is like really, really old thread. So the problem with this is like it's kind of, it's naughty. As it, like you can see that it's snagging every so often. I'm gonna have to be real careful about using this orange. Perhaps I should be using my black, but I want to like bobbin the orange first. See, I have my black. I just need to, and that is blue. That's not going to work. I'm just going to create a black. I think the black bobbin might actually already be in here. We're going to undo the blue as well. That's what I get for trying to do it at like 5 something in the morning. Grabbing stuff out of the sewing, our new sewing zone. So that didn't work out so well. Ooh, this one's kind of snaggy too. I might need better bobbins. I might. Not for sure yet because these are really old. They do have a snag point. Don't want the snag point, okay? It's not good. You see, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, let's go this way. Doesn't have a tension issue. I mean, it all has attention issues, but like tension. Ugh. String is like weird, and of course I had to lotion my fingers today because I was already breaking out in a rash. So it's been a super fun day already. I had 2 rash breakouts, and my whole face started getting super itchy. So that, that's always super fun. Okay, let's try this again. Well, that's one way to do it. Fine. Be that way. See, this takes out the weird tension, as it can bobble. It can bobble here and bobble there, but by the time it gets to here, it's nice and firm. Problem with this, it only fills it up like so much. I like really full bobbins. I like really, really full bobbins. So we're going to be sewing a lot. We will be sewing a bunch. No, I don't have any bobbin in there. Amazing. Okay, so maybe I should do the orange ones first. I got a lot that require the orange. Forget how low that is. And I really hate resetting my machine. I really hate it. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. I know. Don't you have issues? A little. Okay, there's just some slack in the line. Oh, are we gonna have issues today? Can we not have problems? Thank you very much. You need to stop throwing a fit, Mr. Machine. My Mac truck is so much better than you. Okay. So as you can see, we have this one backed with this, which is like a really cool combination. I like making reversible placemats. So I've got this one. This requires the black, so we're just gonna set this one aside for right now. That's black. That's black. I generally do it in sets of 4 or sets of 2 with other things. So here's what our table runner is going to be made of. Is like this print right here. I don't even have it right here. Stretch. So here's some of our table runner fabric. So I cut 15 by 18 squares. 3 18s make 54 inches. And so 52 or something like that. 56 inches, whatever. It's about 55 inches long waist. It's because I couldn't line up this pattern. When I cut it, because I cut it at a 15, not a 12, to make it kind of fatter, these didn't line up with the secondary strand. So I can't make a seamless run if it's like this, because then you'd see the seam. So instead we're going to color block it with solid orange, and then I can possibly even, because I have so much solid orange left over, I might do 2 table runners. I might have enough to do one of these, an orange, and another one of these as the top, and then solid orange on the back, and bind it in black or orange, and then do another one with 2 of these, one orange in the middle, and then an orange backing. But we have to see how the orange cuts. But these are little mug rugs, so I make little tiny like placemats or something, and it's enough for your like cup like this and your snack. So I like to make them just enough for like your mug, and like I usually have like a small bowl of nuts or something else like that. But We have the pumpkins, which we only have 2 extra little pumpkins, but I didn't cut all the pumpkins up yet. I have no leftover candy corn at the moment. And then I have the spiders, I have the dots, so I might make them reversible little mug rugs. And then I have some of these, which will go back to back on themselves, just to make it, like, I use every bit of fabric, because this is the cut off from, or I might make one, I might back these in orange. I use every little bit of fabric I can, so if I have like a 6-inch remainder, I might as well make a mug rug with the leftover bit all the way from selvage to selvage, and with the 6-inch leftover that there is. So I can usually get a couple of mug rugs out of just a 6-inch whatever's left over from cutting my placemats. So here I have the pumpkins and the candy corns together. Very Halloween. I've even had people use these as their table runners. So I've sold them in sets of 2. So what they do is they go like this, and they set up their table runner with the 2 placemats just end to end. Let's see, which one do I want? I use a medium interfacing. It's kind of thick, thick. Oh my. But it's a super thick interfacing because I like to give it where it's got a little bit of oomph for table runners. I use these on my like holiday ones. My regular placemats have the iron-on interfacing, which I put on the top side, what I consider the top side of the placemat. I iron on a thin interfacing and then sew them together. But because regular placemats don't tend to be used as table runners, I like to put the thicker interfacing just so they're sturdier and can support more. You've got candles, you don't want them like, not that they would, but I have kids in the house and tables get knocked about. So I find that on the thicker interfacing, they actually don't shift quite as badly than the thin interfacing, which is an iron-on interfacing, which I'd probably get out too. But I use like this on. This is the kind of interfacing I used for the. Hold on. For the cup cozies. Cozies? You'll notice I say cozies, not koozies. That's weird. Talking to you, Sushi. But see, I put the interfacing on. And then I have... So I cut everything out and I pin it all together. And here's my... I do it so it's Velcroed. You can Velcro it apart or Velcro it together, and it makes it slightly adjustable. So I actually hold it all together by putting it in between the 2 pieces of fabric. This was my Merida themed fabric. It's like it's what I used when I did, we bought a bunch of this fabric and I used the leftover bits because there wasn't much left. I made a reusable bags and a couple cup cozies because we used it for Merida's princess dress or whatever. So I have that, and then see I have like flames. See, when it goes together, it's very solid. So on this one, I wasn't sure if I was gonna. I have to check the length, but I think I was gonna put a hairband in, and then sew a button at the end, so that there is stretch to go around bigger drinks. I kind of like that method better. See, okay. here's this one. See, we used this fabric and this fabric together for Merida's dress, but as you can see, I've cut them for reusable sandwich snack bags. So I use ripstop, which I have right here. I use ripstop as the interior lining. It's waterproof and it sews great and it doesn't rip, as given the name, ripstop. See, I have a bunch of like these cut out. This is all like scrap fabric. So I cut like this, but I didn't like the way this ends look. Although you wouldn't really see it. It's just like these were lines, so these were like straight lines, but because I cut them at a curve, it looks weird. So I just putting that off. But this is the iron-on interfacing. This one's thicker, but the one I got now is much thinner, and it works great for everyday placemats. So yeah, I have like a whole bunch of sewing bags to do. And then, so I tend to do that when I'm like, I'll make a cut cozy, or I'll make a reusable bag, or something like that, where like the only scraps I have are like this. See how tiny my scraps left over are? And even that, before I have done that, where I take all my scraps like this, the ones I had cut off, right? Looks pretty square. You take that and you start doing, you start sewing your scraps, no matter what they are, up and around, and then you make a scrap quilt. But I don't have time for that, so I'm not even gonna bother. So back to back, and then I'm gonna use these clips this time. As opposed to pins, I'm gonna use the clips. Just kind of clip it together. It's gotta have some bit of stretch when I go to sew it. Maybe I should flip that over. Should probably see the pattern, make sure the pattern's kind of lining up. So this is what we get to do today. We get to pin and possibly sew. Now, I would just eyeball it, hold it all together, don't even bother pinning. But I thought I would do it nicely because we're on stream. And like, I know how to fix it quickly, like on the fly, but if y'all are here just waiting to watch me. Yeah, see? It'll be able to stretch for when we turn it over. And then I'll straighten, I'll cut and close, possibly tomorrow. I want to just kind of sew this stuff up. As you can see, it's not quite lined up over here because it'll pull along the side. So I generally do one continuous, I mean, these are all like eyeballed measurements. I generally do one continuous line up and around, because I can top stitch down whatever shook loose. But I don't know. Like, they're so easy to make. I could just run a single line down one side, and single line, and single line, and single line, but then you don't get your nice corners that way either. And I mean, I could fix this edge no problem after I'm done sewing, because I can cut off the excess as needed. Make sure it all stretches. up and around the interfacing. Oh my gosh, my ears are on fire. Are you kidding me? So ridiculous. My rash is just almost unbearable. Now, I'm not going to put in tags because I've done that before, but I just don't feel like doing it. So, don't want to. Can't make me. Okay, so I can see that this is going to be an issue on this side. It's like super... It's super off. It should be okay. I can pay attention when I'm on this edge. In fact, I could start on this edge and sew it and then go up and around. So make sure I'm far enough down. Make sure I'm far enough down. Which is fine as long as I go here. Stuff's a little stretchy, so it tends to be a bit of an issue. But yeah, see? And then I can always cut the excess. See, I tend to like pins because I can just sew right over them. I've never once broken a pin for anything. Or a needle. I've not broken either one of those. Getting slightly stuck. Because it stretches, it does kind of pinch the fabric a little, but that's okay because you don't really see it once it's on the other side. So it's kind of nice. And I always get this first. Yeah, stitching tension's weird. And I'm pretty sure that's just because the thread is so old. It really is kind of strange thread. Part of it is it likes to stick onto the interfacing. It's kind of grippy. So the runners have a hard time because like it sticks, especially with the iron-on one. Because of the glue can stick to your thing, so you really have to do that one top side. It shouldn't, but it is. It's not so bad. Had fabric scissors. Question is where did I put it? Hold on. Let me look at my sewing scissors because these can't cut through the interfacing. So well, here we go. And we're through. It's limbo. The problem is having something in another room. Here we go. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Don't hurt anything. Tripping and sucking it in. I didn't bump it, did I? Hey. Limbo champion of the world. And if you saw the rat race, like, I had to sit over these wires. I have the ironing board like right on the edge of that desk. Go, man. Yep, we're just doing some sewing. How's it going? Some nice chill sewing. We're just evening things out. This is what we do. I clip the corners to the line, or just beyond the line, just so that it folds and makes nice corners without being too thick at the corner. Tiny. Then we turn it through the tiny asshole. So it takes me a little while, but you know, you guys are here to keep me company. I'm going okay. I kind of broke out in several rashes this morning, so that was super fun. Except not fun at all. I always make the hole like extra super small and just take the time to like pull it through this tiny ass hole. And I probably should make the hole, I could totally make the hole bigger because it wouldn't matter because I am doing just a top stitch down all the way around, so you wouldn't even see it, but oh, cool. That finally went through. That's good. I'm not sure how that works. Like, do you get like phone calls on your phone? Like, oh yeah, you're totally like on call now for this, or like, do you have to be in the area for it? I don't have a turnout tool. Man, where is my dowel? I always use a dowel. Of course, that's in the other room. I don't want a limbo anymore. My back is killing me. I guess we do it like this. Get my fingers all up in it. Flipping you guys off. Woo! Because y'all made me have to do this. And then I fold down. On the inside you can feel where the interfacing is, and I'm just kind of folding down that edge so that when I iron, it actually creates a nice even, so you don't have like wrapping over, see? So you can't like this. It's like buffed out in the ironing. But it looks good, right? And usually I would put my tag in the opening. So see here, by doing it this way, it's already like doop-a-doop. So we just clip it closed, keep it closed. I would normally put my tag in here, that's good. Yeah, that's how they are. Like, I knew that was a problem because we actually have problems in the Bay Area where it was banned because they were taking money from the taxi services who have to pay fees to go to the airports and stuff. Hi, Robley. I am making holiday themed placemats at the moment, and then I have our little mug rugs in the pumpkin and the spider, and the dots are the background for that. And then this Halloween one. This one isn't a placemat, it is a table runner because the patterns didn't line up right. So I didn't want to make them placemats. I want to make a table runner, but it'll be this and then a solid orange and then another one of these as the table runner. So that people can buy them together, separately. Everything coordinates. So, like, that's what I like to do. Yeah. So I like to create, like, whole themed table sets. Essentially, the same thing will be done with the Harry Potter stuff. So I'll have houses, and then the particular house, I like to make them all interchangeable. You can have the same thing out, or someone can have this one and someone can have this one. They coordinate, they complement, they can be the same. So everybody can have this, you know, like, oh, we're all doing pumpkins. So I make them reversible so that people can make them the same or make them different, but still have it coordinate as a whole table set. This will also go with the table runner and mug rugs. I like to do this. I have the thicker interfacing. I was explaining that before, where people use my placemats as table runners. So they line this up and then they do the other one. So they kind of have like two that are the same down their table, possibly three, because I've seen them like flip this one and do it on the other side. And then they put their candles and their pumpkins and stuff, and I like using the thicker interfacing because then it doesn't, when someone bumps the table, it doesn't knock your candles over. It doesn't shake your bowl weird like my regular placemats have a thinner iron-on interfacing that's like really, really thin, which is fine for everyday washing, using, that sort of thing. So like my normal placemats don't have this, but my holiday ones do, because people like to use my placemats as table runners or as entryway table shenanigans. Hopefully you guys can hear me. My mic is kind of far away. I am talking quite loudly today, in my opinion. But if it's not, I can always move it closer amongst all this other junk. So then I also have, so this placemat will be backed with this one. And see how it would still coordinate, whether when you buy this, you can still coordinate with this, or this, right? Still works. Still works. So that's how I do it. I sell them in sets of 2 where people can pick and choose, or I make 4 total. I also have a sparkle. Okay, so let me just get that for you guys, so you guys can see. So here's a solid orange that'll back this Halloween one. It'll color block in. See how that looks nice? we can actually just move this over to the ironing board. Ready for the next step. So we have this with the Halloween. We'll color block that and back it in that. And then I have, and I'm not sure about this one. I don't know if I want to make placemats or a table runner with it. But I have sparkly, see, that's what I'm thinking, table runner, because sparkles don't really make for good placemats. But there's spiders with sparkles. And then I have tiny spiders to back it in. So they're like teeny tiny spiders. You probably can't see it from there. Let me show you over here. So we have tiny spiders. And then we have sparkle spiders. Like sparkly. It's pretty awesome. But even that would coordinate with the look at my butt. Even that would coordinate with the spider placemats. So they all could go together, they all can go separately. Because I'm genius. We'll just do another one of these. And then I have other ones that have been sitting for quite some time. Oh, I forgot which one I did. Topsy-turvy. I think I did like this. No, I didn't. Did I? I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure I did candy corn top. I have to look because I want to make them the same and I forgot what I did. Yeah, candy corn top. Oh. See, even I can't remember shit anymore. There's no remembering anything at all. So that's kind of what I do, and then I sell them on Etsy. I might start selling things I do here. Like I might like post my Etsy on my Discord so you guys can like purchase things, because I have the Harry Potter stuff, and I'm thinking I might need to actually just sell that off as a set when I'm done with it. Gotta make monies so I can do fun things like TwitchCon and whatnot. But the good news we got over this last week is that my papa was able to get his meds approved up in Washington since he just moved there. He just got there on Saturday. And the VA has already approved his medicines, which is highly, it is the very much restricted medicines. So, they'll have to get mailed to him. But his doctor's hopeful that on the meds, he can maybe last another year, possibly 2, if his blood work doesn't, like, change at all, once he's on the meds. So that's where we're at. And we're hoping that that is, you know, that stays. That stays the diagnosis. Because, yeah, it would be nice for him. We're planning a trip up to Washington, you know, up to Seattle next summer. I couldn't convince him to, like, make it so that, you know, it's during PAX. Like, hold on, can I visit you and also do PAX? Because wouldn't that be nice? That would be so nice. You can see that that's all doesn't kind of line up right. So yeah, I would normally put my tag in and stuff like that, but I'm just not going to bother with that this time. Just make them, sell them, move on with my life. And then I also have an order for Le Perleurs from my hubby. So we might do that. Like tomorrow, I want to do a perler stream. I do have Stardew Valley perlers I still need to finish as well. But sewing these is the fast part. The hard part is cutting it all out. Simply because I don't waste fabric, so I seriously use practically every inch of the fabric. So I like to use all of it. How's it going, Rubbly? Did you lose your internets? Good. So yeah. Forget what time it is even over there. It's freaking like early morning. No, you're like midday now, aren't you? No, midday is Sweden time. So you're like early morning. Yeah. I'm like, wait, I didn't add enough hours or subtract enough hours. Go to bed. Why are you even up right now? I was gonna say, cause yeah, like 3 o'clock is like is my 6 o'clock to me or whatever, right? Ish thereabouts, or your 6 is my something. Yeah, I forget. Like, jeez. Well, how's your Warcraft coming along? Somebody else I was watching, started playing it and I started to describe your characters, but like they don't understand that I don't know the Warcraft characters. Like, I only know like the things from, HOTS or whatever. So of course, they're like, that's not a character you can play. I know that, but that's how I could describe them. Like, it's either that or I go into random things like the not HOTS, but just the ones I've seen like from like the toys and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, sorry, I don't know much about Warcraft. I could never got into that. Trying to tell him like, oh yeah, like I saw a Jaina looking person, a Chromie looking person. I think I got that name right still. I keep wanting to call that person Janie. I'm not a very good friend. I don't remember any of it. I try. Just doesn't go very well. Dwarves, because like to me I still try to go into like Lord of the Rings and stuff. Like you can't play as Jaina and you can't play as Chromie, but you can play as characters that look an awful lot like them. Like essentially playing as them. Like, give me a freaking break. Sorry I'm not Warcrafty enough for your Warcraft. Like I'm not a cool person, I guess. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm sorry if I compare them to things that I would know, like, it's like asking me what a Pokemon freaking name is. I don't. Other than, like, Pikachu and possibly Bulbasaur. Ivysaur? Bulbasaur. I don't even know if that's the same Pokemon. So, like, I can't be bothered. It's not stuff I know. It's like me sewing and using sewing terms, which I don't tend to do because only other sewers would know what that is. And even then, everybody's got their own terms. But, they don't speak me. Like how, hubby always jokes, you gotta speak my name is. We'll just call it Makoace for right now. Like, I have my own way of language. Thank you. Everybody should just learn mine and be happy. And we could all get along and it'd all be fine. And we'd all live wonderfully ever after. So yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, that archer looks like, Legolas. Like, that's a name I know. Like, sorry I'm not nerdy enough for your nerd stuff. I only know Chromie because of the hots or whatever. And even that I've lost track of, like, what everybody is. Is Kael'thas or whatever part of that? I don't even know. He's like a wizard. See, I don't know. I don't know. Sunny day, chasing the clouds away. See, and even on my other placemat, I made a whole placemat out of this, but it went to like 20-something inches, so I cut it off, so now I'm using this to piece together another placemat. See, I use every freaking bit of it. Every dang bit gets used in my world. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what I can use this little itty bitty bit for, but by God, we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it for something. Someday. Yeah, see? I know a lot of names for, not knowing anything. like, give me a break. I don't know. Be happy I know anybody at all. Since it's not a game I actually play. I only know those because of how you talk about them, too. Like, be lucky. Be grateful I know anything. Slippy fabric. Slippery, man, slippy. You meet. Bet nobody appreciates that reference. Dang it. What the heck even happened here? I don't know what happened, but everything's all snagged up. So probably caught, yep. Go up and around the little pole thing. Sometimes it happens if it gets hung up on a knot. Yeah, there's the knot. Don't want no knot, man. we're back to working order again. And I probably should have ironed this out before sewing it again. It's fine. Do this cut, probably shouldn't, but there you go. Dang, I am so good. It hurts. I'm so good. It hurts, man. Nice and straight and even and nice. Okay. Just even up this side. Doesn't matter if there's like a little bit of a wave to it, even if there was, because we're gonna be building on top of it anyway. But see, this looks nice. And then you have like a little thing for your like silverware. It still looks good. Now we're gonna stick it on top of this. See, this is way off. So this is where like I should iron this before moving on, because it kind of stretched weird. I should iron it before I move on. Fix it. Iron and fix before moving on. Just set that one aside. Work on the next one. We have to do the same thing here. There we are going to line this up. Couple clips to kind of hold it in place. Just run a line. Then just like the other one, we'll just we will sit there and iron it so that it's proper. Why this is like, it's super messing up. I'm not sure why. It's like slipping weird. Should have probably fixed it with the tension or something, because it's like, it's hella wonky now. I mean, look at that crap. I'm gonna have to undo that because it knotted. So I hit 3 knots. Because if I fold it open, it's gonna look all super gross. Oh, it doesn't actually look that bad. Not as straight as I like it, but we're gonna keep it. It's not so horribly bad. It's not great, but only I'm gonna know that. So there, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should really rerun that part. I'm going to, because I can't, it's not perfect. We just can't have it. We can't have it be crap, that's what. Yeah, it hit a knot or snag or something. It's kind of weird. But that's what I get for using older thread too, so. Not a total surprise. Maybe just hit more than it should have. Keep that part. So I'll rerun like half the line then. Or, you know, up past this junction. But I don't want to cause problems. I would normally like way undo a row, but unfortunately don't have that kind of time. Because I very seriously would just rerun the whole line. Like I would undo the whole thing, start again. But there's kind of not a need for that, so pull that. That should clean it up a little. I'm gonna be covered in junk. I'm gonna come down on it like this. Here. There, that's much straighter. I can live with myself again. But only sort of. Just want to get it within the parameters here. Within the doable range of things. Oh god, see, it's still snagged some. Not sure why it's doing that. That's like, get my sewing machine repaired. Cause yeah, that's like, got all that junk. Ugh. It's gross. My machine is being gross. I might have to break out my Mack truck again. Means you won't be able to hear me even if I were screaming at you because it's so loud. But it's awesome because it works. So great. Always seems to curve at the end and I'm not sure why it's doing that. better. Just not at the right angle, I guess. I should be using my roller to get like a nice straight edge, because you can see that this edge is super ass wobbly, but it won't matter because it's going to be within the once I iron it all out, I might either fix the edge and straighten it up to cut it down to size, or it's within the sewing line anyway, so it won't really even matter. And then I can see that it's not straight. Now it's straighter. And that's within the sewing line, so it's all good. Okay. Now piece this together. Pieces. So as you can see, it's not quite the 12 by 18 my other ones are. It's probably 11.5 by 17.5. Off by ½ inch because of the seams in the other stuff. Like this one's a little closer. When we do, like I said, I'll trim everything up to make it all fit together. It'd be great. I'm just gonna pin that together. Oh goodness, so much things. Look at us. We're getting my project bin done. It's amazing. Gone again. Ugh. Yeah, this thing doesn't want to stay. Oh, lordy. I really do need to iron these. Let me just iron these ones out. While y'all are just sitting there watching me do nothing. Anyway. Be fine. Ugh. Hold on, let me limbo. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Ouch. I'm in confined spaces. And it sucks to be me. Sucks to be me. Sucks to be me. You know what's true. Sucks to be you. Sorry. You're a little crazy. Need coffee. Need the coffee. I like to find like some copyright-free music so that we can do that. So we can have music, sweet music that I don't sing for you. Oh, this is gonna heat up the room so much. That's why I can only stream with the door open, which means I can only stream when nobody else is here, cause otherwise it'd get way too hot in my room. Okay, it's nice and ironed. We're gonna have to sew this one differently because these sets are kind of strange because they aren't even because they were scrap left over. So these are scrap things. So I'm gonna have to do them kind of differently. And I've cut sew the sides I can and eyeball the rest. Because as you can see, the orange isn't even big enough to cover the green. The orange just isn't big enough. I don't know if I should really be doing Maybe I need to like make the orange bigger. Which sometimes happens when you like, because you've got seams which can stretch. So once you're real careful, super pressing and whatnot. I can't be sitting down. I can't be bothered to sit down. Yeah, they're both a little hinky, I guess, is the technical sewing term that you will be using today is hinky. But I can start with one side and then I can even it out once I get to a more solid cutting surface. So I don't want to use my bed. My bed, like, it curves and I don't want any curve in it. So, see how it's kind of like off? So I'll have to like even out the sides and really like trim it down, but I'm gonna sew these two lines to get them at least attached together. And then, like I said, I usually like to make one continuous line, but there's no problem in me just booba-dooping. So I'm gonna iron these pumpkin ones so we can at least finish this set. And yeah, the interfacing tends to make them a little poofy, but as you iron it down, it flattens just ever so lovely. Ever so lovely. And the corners become nice and done. And let's see, I would normally edge it in black, but I think I'm gonna edge it in the orange. Make it kind of pop a little bit. Because we actually don't normally. I don't. Sometimes I do make the edging pop a bit. Because some of the fun is to see that top stitch. Then I'm always like worried, like, oh, people don't like my top stitch. You know, I know that's not the case because they keep requesting more stuff. They keep coming back, so they must like it. I'm a terrible top stitcher. I want to go fast, like NASCAR fast, but you can't exactly do that. When you're top stitching, you've got to go slow and make it nice and pretty. Okay. What we have here is a means of undoing. Okay. So we just got to iron this, kind of straighten it out, make it nice. We will have to even this one out later. But I'll do the same thing as I did the others, and I will stitch one side. Then I can even it out with the ruler. We get nice clear definition. I see this, nothing in this is lined up, and this was all, you know, once I even it out, it'll be better. Even if they're slightly smaller when it comes to that whole thing, that's okay. Slightly smaller placemats are still placemats, still fine. It's still good, man. It's still good. So yeah, hopefully this isn't too boring for you. This is all I've been doing for the last several days, is just prepping this much, and it's like, just literally takes me forever. So that tends to not be very much fun. So hopefully you're not like too bored. Oh dang, that's like way off. Well, as it cuts that way down. We'll even these out. So you can see like the orange stretched weird. It's now like, that's way off. And now we're way off here as well. I don't know if I really want to do it this way and offset. I don't know if that's really the better way to go here. I mean, there's plenty of orange, I suppose. See if we can run a line. Weird. Pressure on the foot wasn't any different. No, that's not the most straightest of lines. God, my sewing sucks today. Clearly not enough coffee. I haven't had like any. But it's attached. Whether, you know, as you can see, it went weird. Went weird right here, so I must have like hit a knot or something that it didn't like. But I'll straighten it out, and it won't even matter that that's not really, I mean, it's level enough. Once you turn everything out, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Try to even out the stuff, but it's becoming very difficult. Because I want as much green on there as I can. I don't the most amount of pattern. Whether orange gets cut is not a big deal. There. Let's see. Yeah, that looks way better. Just a perfectionist, of course. Everything needs to be perfect. And when things aren't, I get a little upset. No issues on that run. It looks real nice. Stitching. The tension is really strange on this. I don't understand. The tension and pull is making like this stitch is really close together and this one's nicely spaced. So I don't know. It just could be the way that fabric pulls on the whole system. Because I'm not pulling this way. I'm just sort of like helping it through. It gets stuck. Creating knots that are no bueno. The no bueno knots, as you will. Okay, now I just want to do a line along the side, the same as the other. One of these things is doing its own thing. I'm losing stuff. Even that up, which would be nice. Usually I like to back stitch, but if I'm just cutting, it won't matter. Stitches there just to hold the layers together. I can always, I'll back stitch and connect, and then back stitch and connect. Problem is that's gonna have like two separate lines running down for the turnover. Because I do like to do the turnover on the edges, not along here. I mean, it can, but I think it's easier to hide the double stitch, or the top stitch along the edge here where people aren't really paying attention. I've done it on the bottom before, it just looks not quite right. And is this even the same orange? Oh my god, it's not. What's wrong with that orange? Why does that orange look weird? Oh my god. They're not the same orange? No, they've got to be the same orange. It got to be the same orange. It doesn't look like the same orange. Maybe it's just the way the light is. But I throw it in that pile and it doesn't look right. What happens if I throw this in that pile? Oh, see? It's different. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I mean, it's close enough, but like, I can see the difference. And I'm colorblind. Like, come on. I have a hard time with oranges and blues. Just saying. But it's close enough where it didn't even detect a difference. But that's a problem. Like maybe they are completely different oranges. It looks like a completely different orange. Are they the same orange? I don't think they are. This one looks more yellow. I mean, it's still, I guess it's still okay. You can see it though, right? Are they two different, completely different color oranges? Did I boop something? I must have booped something. I mean, I cut it from the same bolt, so maybe there was just a discoloration and I didn't see it. I don't know. Like, I don't know why that, I don't know why it looks weird. It looks weird. I'm weirded out, people. I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyeballs. I'm tired, you know. Freaking set up and it took me forever this morning. There are two different oranges. There are two different oranges. Oh my god. Like, please. Whatever. At this point, I give up. I'm just hoping that this orange thread is close enough to everything else. Okay, just go slow. Just go slow. Just go slow. Make it right and just go slow. What do we do? We go slow. Go slow so I don't make mistakes. Also don't want the stitching to look so weird. And I curve this corner, which is fine. It's fine! Tell when I'm starting and stopping because the stitching is really close. Oh well. It's fine. You don't need it. It's because I'm using like a stuck on something. It's stuck on the corner. Oh well. Can hardly tell. A little bit tell, but can't hardly tell. It's because I'm not using an invisible top stitch. I'm using a visible one. Make sure it's cool and awesome looking, professional looking even. find I have mistakes if I'm not careful, so if I try to go too fast, then I make mistakes. Then it looks like crap. And we are done. See, and that's why I create such a small turning hole, because you can actually kind of tell that that's there. And if that were bigger, then that would be like the whole side would be weird. Whereas like none of that's other stuff, and it's invisible enough. Like you can't even tell. You can a little bit tell on the stitching, but it's right in the pumpkin, so you can't even tell. It's good. Look at that beautiful placemat. It's glorious. So good, because I need to list these ASAP. What can I say except it's ASAP? Really need it done. Oh, what can I say except it's needed to be listed on my ETSAT. It's needed. It's needed. Check to make sure that I've gotten every little flap, all little things. It's good throughout. It's good throughout, mind you. And we can at least get the other 4 put together, maybe. I don't use binding or anything. Some people will actually use binding. I don't like to use binding though. I think it's, I don't know, it's just not as good, in my opinion. Unless you already have like a quilted look. It just makes it look like you don't know what you're doing. Keep hitting snags in the thread itself because it's so old. Still works, it just is old. I have to be aware. See, but on the mug rugs I won't use the thicker interfacing. I'll use the iron-on, and I'll put the iron-on the front side or top side or whatever. The one I think will be used the most unless otherwise specified. Yeah, because in the past I've done St. Patrick's Day with Easter. So she's like, oh, make sure, I'm definitely take it out for Easter more than I would for St. Patrick's Day. And then she decided, no, she really would like the St. Patrick's Celtic stuff out way more than the Easter. So then I had to like switch sides or whatever. But yeah, I've done like a coupled St. Patrick's Day with Easter. I've done 2 different variations of patriotic back to back. One more traditional, one more modern, so that because I know people theme out for their 4th of July stuff. And then I've done Halloween and Thanksgiving back to back. And I've actually done Christmas and New Year's back to back. So that you wash it and you put it, done. And this is all you're storing. So that's why people really like to buy my placemats. It's because you're storing, instead of 2 placemats, 1. So you have like your set of 6 and you're done. You're done for the year. So I'm like, I really need to make them again. And all this fabric was on sale or super discounted, have already been used for another project. So all this fabric was scrap fabric that I'm turning into money. And I use every bit of it. So like people might like a little bit of mug rug at their mug rugs are more popular sell for me because people like to do a little like holiday themed for their office, workspace or whatever. So people really like that. But at least we got these 2 done, so that's good. Take pictures and list things soon enough. Soon, TM. Hold on, I gotta unplug my iron before it starts yelling at me again. Be like, you left me plugged in. But I do intend to do Christmas ones the same as we did here. I'll do some Christmas ones. Like I said, it's gonna be craft streams all weekend long. All weekend long. Sewing, purlers, all weekend long. If I can get out here again, I'm done for right now because I have to cut the other ones still. Still cutting. So I'm going to be doing that like all day. I'm just going to cut and sew, and then I'll probably do purlers purlers tomorrow. I do have to get my tires done. So we won't start at our normal morning time, but I'll have like all day. Like practically all day to purler arts. I want to get caught up on that and finish that up for my husband. And then I might leave the sewing just off to the side. I have to rearrange my room still. It's annoying. Because I went to go get the table so we can have a big table so I can just sit there and cut for you guys while we hung out. But the table made my hand blister out this morning. So there's something on the table that I'm allergic to. So that's super fun. I can tell you how much fun I had this morning with that. Lots. Might as well do the mindless task right now while everything's still up and running. If you guys, want to hang out or do that or whatever. I gotta do it anyway. Either way, it's getting done. Okay, I don't have any more orange really at the moment. Let's see. This is, I believe this orange is from like the 80s. Mom got Oliver's out, and I'm actually going to do a craft project with the old wooden threads holders. So we can make like a piece of wall out for our sewing area. I think that would be like super cool. Add a thing of interest. I still have, I felt that didn't go on. I still have custom amiibos to do, so I'm probably going to be in the creative for a while. It just takes me a long time to set up, unfortunately. And I know on Saturday. Sorry, I had to paint the house. And then possibly then do maybe then do Animal Crossing, because I want to play Animal Crossing some more too. So super full, good. So much stuff. Forgot we had the spider ones. We could probably whip some of those up. Blood, sweat, and tears go into sewing, don't you know? Yeah, mostly working in black. It's all fine. I was fixing the tension in the line too. Don't know what I did before, but got it awfully dusty. In this, but I can put the orange in here. Perfect. I didn't even know this was a thing. This is amazing. Bobbin holder. Incredible. I'm going to use that from now on. Amazing. Using that. That's a thing. That's awesome. Why isn't that over here? I don't know. Not go now. Did I bork something? Did I do the borks? Am I no longer awesome? How is this in here? Well, there you go. I don't even know. I'll fix some of these though. Even this thing's kind of incredible. I like this. It's kind of cool. Amazing. Amazing. Bobbin holder. I just usually use the little, like, foot separator things. Feet. I see. Maybe it goes in like that. Maybe not. Didn't go over here, did it? Went over here. It's a little like hello big bobbin of different colors. Okay. Now I don't know how this went in. How was this so amazing before? That's not it. I have no idea how she got this in here. Dang it, so close. So far away. Maybe there's some sort of tricksy hobbitses. Tricksy hobbitses. I haven't got a clue. Why isn't it going now? Did I bork something else? I completely borked something else, I bet. I mean, that mostly closes. But it doesn't really close anymore. Okay. Found something awesome and it doesn't even go. Okay. There. Now it's closed. But I don't know how she got that in there. How did she fit this really super awesome nifty thing? It's like not deep enough and it's like turned too weird to be of use anywhere. Almost fit. That's probably why it's getting trapped there. I'll just take this out and put that in here. Alright, even sits a little more level. That'll be fine. Oh, I tell you what. Them's fighting words. So I might want. I have purple, and I might want to do purple instead of black for the spider top stitch. I don't know. It would be awesome on the spiders, but not so great on the black and white dots. So maybe I just stick with black. We'll see. We'll see what I want to do. I don't only use like always black, you know. Like I have Christmas stuff I want to cut and do those as well. Get those on my site, and then gotta finish the Halloween. I don't really do Thanksgiving stuff. You know, being allergic to the bird it praises, not really happy times for me. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I want to do the Harry Potter stuff. And I actually have, I think, glow in the dark thread as well. So I might want to do like the top stitching and glow in the dark thread. That might be kind of fun for like a mug rug here in my room. I use every bit of the fabric. Like, I really do. Find some project and I'm like, oh yeah, I need blippity blip. That's why I keep a scrap fabric bin. It's like, oh, I just need like 6 inches or something, or oh, I only need like 2 inches or something. To make this project a reality. So that's where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just had a lot of pink on it. It's almost done. Hooray! Okay, because we're not going to use pink. So, let us see. Why does everything want to fall off? I swear to God, it's just the worst. Light wants to do that all the time to me. It's being dumb and I don't like it. I should probably clip this together. Make it nice. Make it professional. I've been streaming for like an hour or so. Just grab some coffee. It'll be fun. Coffee time. Like this. Coffee. Because if we can get these 4 done, then that's, you know, less pressure later on. Should relatively be the same length, so they should all be really close to being the right thing. Whee! Clips are a little easier than the pins, but they don't, I can't sew over them, so it does slow me down when I go to sew. But it's good for a quick, like, little beep hold. Just gonna prep all of them out and then I can go from there. These two, get these 2 done. We got this. I know it's boring without the music. I don't know how to do song requests or anything because my computer just doesn't play them. Play it through the bob, but then don't I have to like be here having like headphones or something to hear it? Otherwise I get like the double sound, I guess. I don't know. I might get the double sound and that would super suck. Nobody likes the double sound. 'Cause enough is enough. Plus you wouldn't get to hear all my awesome sing-songiness. Da, 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 da. It's what you've come here for. And don't lie. You know it's awesome. 'Cause I try. I still have more rhyming skills than anybody else today. They make songs and rhyme things like me, me, me. He uses the same word. It really annoys me. Like, really? Your kindergarten skills lack because you can't even rhyme. Or you mispronounce things in order to make it rhyme. Like, didn't we learn how to rhyme in kindergarten? And you guys can't seem to do that when you're singing? It's ridiculous. Instead, you get to hear my awesome rants. My ranting and the raving. Raving mad, man. Raving mad. Sorry. Tough luck. Nope, it's already chunking. It's already, oh my my god, what the hell? What is that? Excuse you? Like, ew. What even? What's going on here? Come out? Damn. It's a huge, like, chunk in the machine. It's weird. I don't know what the hell this crap is, but it was not right. Did not feel right. Was not good. Why does it want to screw me? Never did anything to it. Oh, what is this crap? Don't know. Don't know what this little donkey is. Problem is this dots is like a thicker fabric, so you'll actually see it like pierce. It's just the worst. Stupid thing. Okay. Let's try that again, I suppose. Nope. Why is it doing that? It keeps doing that. Like, that's a lot of freaking string coming out, and there's no reason for that. Nothing else in there. There literally isn't anything else in there. I don't know why it is having such a problem. Nothing caught around it. Nothing in there. It's usually what it is when it's something. So it's chunking for no reason at all. Fantastic. Just love when it wants to like not cooperate with me at all, like ever. Why is there not enough tension here? Should be fine. Tension here might be the problem. I'm so over this. It's gonna keep making me undo all my damn stitches, and it's gonna suck. get it. There you go. Now it's not too thick. Can you maybe work it this time? This time. Oh, shit. And that's why we're not an exclusively PG streamer. Because I craft. And you know how it is when I craft. There's going to be cussing. Half the time, this bleepity bleeps doesn't want to work. It's just the worst. It looked like I saw the thing go off. It's weird. It went weird here. It went too far away from the thing. I get caught weird. It keeps catching weird, and it's kind of pissing me off at this point. It keeps catching on these like edges, and I can't move. It won't move the thing. Mostly straight-ish. I just tend to forget that I need to like just go a little slower on the stretchy sides, because like even here it's like I went too far down just to get it to hook. Okay. At least this is something. There you go. And there you go. We need to cut the corners, but not cut corners. Cutting the corners. I'm gonna clean my room after. Jesus, so much stuff all over the place. This looks really nice. I like it. More cutting and more sewing and more stuff to do. We got this. So I don't know what's shifted, what's not shifted. I said my dowel would make this so much easier because I could just poke the stick through. walking to stick through. So you get nice firm like points and edges, and so nice. Reaching for that weird. I should have been reaching through the black part, not the purple part. You don't want that part to stretch necessarily. Make sure it's all even and awesome. Yeah, see, that looks real nice. Looks straight enough. You can see where it bobbled the edge. You can only tell that because the dots are kind of coming on the top part, but that you can even see that, really. We find once we iron it, there's always a little, like, layer, so as long as you're within the margin of error of sewing, you're fine. We have a few more to do, but I'm gonna, like, turn off the light and sew in the dark like a good person, like a true champion. Sew in my cave. It's getting really hot in my room now. So thanks all for hanging out, and like I said, I'll be back this weekend with more crafting streams. So if I can cut more things, I'd like to sew some more. I'd like to do more perler arts and stuff like that. So I will catch y'all later, and thanks for hanging out. Bye!